There is a level of discipline out there that's so intense, so consistent, it actually makes people look at you with fear. Yeah, fear. It seems almost superhuman, right? But what if I told you it comes from an ancient system? Well, today we're going to break that system down, piece by piece. And listen, this isn't about just trying harder or finding more willpower. Forget that. This is about building a system, a machine, really, that's so powerful it just runs itself. It's about forging a version of you that simply doesn't fail, that just keeps going, while everyone else is busy making excuses and quitting. Okay, to really get this, let's talk about a guy named Raphael. He was a successful programmer, a really smart dude, but he was trapped in a cycle that probably sounds really familiar. Every Monday, total motivation, right? This is the week I start going to the gym, meditating, reading more. But then Wednesday rolls around and the little negotiations start in his head. And by Friday, total surrender. He was basically at war with his own brain and he was losing every single week. So what changed for Raphael? Well, his breakthrough came when he stumbled onto the secret of Zen monks. I mean, these are people who have kept up their practices for centuries without missing a single day. Think about that. Their secret has a name, Gyoji, and it's an ancient system designed to do one thing, produce that exact kind of frightening, unbreakable consistency. So what is Gyoji? It literally translates to continuous practice without gaps. And that last part, without gaps, that's everything. That's the whole game. Get this. Since the year 1200, a bell has rung at the Eiheiji temple at 3:30 in the morning. And every single day since then, the monks get up. The idea of hitting snooze or just skipping it doesn't even enter their minds. Why? Because they get something really fundamental about how commitment works. And here's the crucial insight. Your brain, right now, puts every single one of your commitments into one of two boxes. On one side, you've got reversible commitments. These are the little promises you make to yourself in private. I'll start eating healthy tomorrow. And what happens? You always end up negotiating with yourself. But on the other side, you've got irreversible commitments. These are public declarations. And they trigger a shift in your identity, and they make quitting just incredibly painful. And this isn't just some feel-good idea. There's hard science to back it up. A Harvard neuroscientist discovered that when you make a promise public, your primitive brain, the old lizard part of your brain, sees public failure as a direct threat to your survival. I mean, think about it. For our ancestors, getting kicked out of the tribe for losing status, that was a death sentence. And your brain is still wired that exact same way. Public failure literally feels like a threat to your life. So this is exactly what Raphael did. He stopped making those quiet little promises to himself. Instead, he wrote down his 90-day goal, he signed it like a contract, and then he posted it on social media. He told his girlfriend, his coworkers, everyone. All of a sudden, every single person he knew became fuel for his fire. Because the thought of having to look them in the eye and say, I failed, well, that was way more painful than the struggle of just getting it done. But okay, even with all that public pressure, the war wasn't over. Not by a long shot. It just moved inside. His body still screamed for more sleep. His mind still begged for comfort. That public promise, it took away the option to quit, for sure, but he was still fighting his own biology every single morning. And this is where the next part of Gyoji comes in, building the machine that runs itself. All right, so the first step in building this machine is to eliminate variables. And the very first one you have to get rid of is the question of when. Think about how much mental energy you waste every single day just deciding when you're going to do that thing you said you would do. That decision, right there, is burning up the exact fuel you need to actually do the thing. So Raphael picked 5 a.m. And it's not because he was some super motivated morning person, not at all. He picked it for one simple, brutal reason: elimination. At 5 in the morning, the world is asleep. There are no texts, no emails, no distractions. There are 0 excuses. See, the point wasn't to find the perfect time. It was to completely remove time as a variable his brain could use to negotiate. So he killed the when variable. But his brain is tricky, right? It immediately found another loophole. Instead of arguing about when he would do his practice, it started negotiating what he would do. Maybe just some meditation today? How about some reading instead? Just a few push-ups? The practice itself became total chaos. So, taking another page from the monk's playbook, he took the next logical step. He locked it all down. Completely. For the next 90 days, it would be the exact same routine, in the exact same order, every single day. 20 push-ups, 10 minutes of meditation, 10 minutes of reading. No changes, no exceptions, and absolutely no variety. And this is such a huge takeaway, you guys. We're all taught that variety is the spice of life, that it keeps things interesting. But when you're trying to build unbreakable consistency, variety is poison. It's where consistency goes to die. Every tiny little decision, which book should I read today? How many reps should I do? Each one is like a little crack in the foundation, a place where your old self can sneak back in. Okay, so Raphael's system was getting pretty solid now. It was a machine. But it was about to face the ultimate test, the final boss, real life. You know what I'm talking about? Sickness, travel, all the unexpected stuff that just blows up your plans. These are the things that kill consistency because they shatter our fantasy of the perfect session. And this is the trap every single one of us falls into. It's the all or nothing lie. We tell ourselves, well, if I can't do my full hour at the gym, I might as well just do nothing. That kind of thinking creates gaps. And those gaps, that's the opening your old, inconsistent self has been waiting for. The monks have this really powerful way of looking at this. They say your practice is like a river. It should never, ever stop flowing. Sure, during a drought, it might slow down to just a tiny trickle. But the key is, it's still moving forward. The second it stops completely, it's not a river anymore. It's just a dry bed, a memory of what used to be. Your practice has to be the same way. And here's how Raphael put this into action. On day 40, he had to travel. He's at the airport at 4 in the morning. No gym, no quiet room, nothing. So what does he do? He does his 20 push-ups in a stall in the airport bathroom. He does his 10 minutes of meditation in the back of an Uber on the way to his hotel. Was it perfect? No way. But it was continuity. The river was still flowing. And this right here, this is the point where the whole thing transcends just building a habit. It stops being about something you do, and it starts becoming about who you are. This is the final stage of the transformation, the death of your old, flaky, inconsistent self, and the birth of someone unbreakable. The last piece of the puzzle, the final principle from Zen, is this. You have to plan for chaos. You have to. Because life's biggest consistency killers are always the things you don't see coming. Your car breaks down, your kid gets sick. In those moments of pure stress, your brain will always default to the path of least resistance, unless you've already decided exactly what you're going to do. So that's what Raphael did. He sat down and literally wrote out a list of every single thing that had ever derailed him in the past. And for each one, he created a pre-solution. If it's raining, then I'll do my push-ups in the garage. If we have house guests, then I'll do a silent workout in the bathroom. If I'm sick or traveling, then I'll do just 1 push-up and 1 minute of practice. No thinking, no negotiating. When the obstacle shows up, the response is automatic. It completely removes decision-making from those critical, high-stress moments. And then came day 90. He'd done it. 3 straight months of uninterrupted practice. But the real change, the deep change, wasn't his morning routine. It was him. He wasn't the guy who was trying to be consistent anymore. He was just the guy who was consistent. It was part of him now. And you know what started to happen? His friends started calling him obsessive. Someone even told him his level of discipline wasn't healthy. And listen, when you start hearing things like that, that's when you know you're on the right track. Your consistency makes other people uncomfortable. Because your very existence is proof that the thing they call impossible is really just a choice they're not willing to make. And that really brings us to the absolute heart of the Gyoji system. You see, this was never really about building habits. It's about fundamentally reshaping your identity. It's not about using willpower to force yourself to do something every day. It's about forging yourself into the kind of person for whom doing it any other way is simply unthinkable. Look, this system works. It's been tested and proven for over 800 years. So the only question left is for you. Are you really ready for that kind of transformation? Because make no mistake, it requires the death of the person you are right now to make room for the unbreakable person you have the potential to become.